In this video with multiplication, first I'm gonna get you a little memory jogger here about a multiplication fact, and then we're gonna do an easy one, a not so easy one, and one that involves multiplication with scientific notation, so you can see how it goes and it's the full range of skills. Okay, let's get started with this memory jogger, which is a multiplication fact, namely the terms of multiplication are interchangeable. For example, 2 by, 3 by, 4 by, 5, and I'm gonna use the center dot often here because it's faster to write, faster to watch, or less time to watch. In this case here we have 2 by 3 is 6 and 4 by 5 is 20. 6 times 20, that's 120. You can change up the terms of multiplication. For example, 2 times 5 times 4 times 3, and you can go, and you don't even have to start at the front. You can start at the end, you can go backwards, you can start in the middle if you like. 5 by 4 is 20. Let's double it first, so that's gonna be 40. 40 times 3, because the 3 hasn't been used yet, that's still 120. Okay, the terms of a multiplication are interchangeable, just like so. Now, over here, let's do multiplication with exponents with a different base. This is what I mean by different base. How about 3 squared times 5 squared? Those are different bases. 3 is a base, 5 is a base, different bases. What can you do with it? You're gonna have to break it up into their expanded, multiplicative expanded forms. So 3 squared is 3 by 3 and is being multiplied by, so I'm just gonna copy that x there so you can kind of see where those two came from there. 5 squared is 5 by 5. 3 by 3 by 5 by 5 is the same as 5 by 3 by 5 by 3 or 3 by 5 by 3 by 5. Any which order it's gonna be. That's a 9 there. 5 by 5 is 25. 9 times 25, that's 225. End of story. Okay, when you have different bases, you have to break up the numbers in exponential format into its expanded format and just shuffle them around if you have to, but any which way, wherever you start, it doesn't matter. As long as you use up every digit just once, you're gonna get a nice correct total for your multiplication. Now, different base is the next one. Sorry, this is different base. Same base is the next one. For example, 2 squared times 2 cubed times 2 to the power of 4 equals. These all have the same basis, namely 2. If you break up these numbers into their expanded form, the first one is going to be 2 by 2, because that exponent means that you write down the base that many times and you multiply the bases with themselves. And I'm going to write the x there for it. It's also multiplication, and you write down the base 3 times, so that's 2 by 2 by 2, and then the last one will be 4 of these equals. Now you can go, oopsie, there's going to be a shortcut coming up in a sec, but first that's 4 times that one is 8 times that number is 16, so it's 4 times 8 times 16. This number is 512. Now you can come up with an exponential result as well. You don't have to have a natural number result. If you want an exponential result, it's fairly straightforward. It's 2 to the power of 9, which is the same as 512, and that 9 comes from you had 4 pieces of 2, 3 pieces of 2, and 2 pieces of 2. That they are 4 of them, 3 of them, 2 of them. Altogether you have 9 of them there. You can just add the exponent numbers. 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 9. Okay, and keep the base. So that would be the shortcut. Okay, for multiplying numbers with exponents if they have the same base. Next one, last one, numbers with in scientific notation, and for that one I'm going to include a number with a negative exponent just for the fun part. And how about this one here? This is a brake lever, but pretend this is an aluminum lever or aluminium from a trailer handle that opens the trailer on a that's pulled by a tractor. So how much does this handle get longer if it's 500 centimeters long and it goes through a difference of temperature of 20 degrees? Any degrees, I don't know, Celsius, Fahrenheit, it doesn't matter. So to write this one up, first you need the coefficient of thermal expansion for aluminum, which is a number in scientific format. It is 23 times 10 to the power of negative 6. So there is the number in scientific format. And this needs to be, that's alpha. That's just a little ugly. That's alpha for the coefficient of thermal expansion. And is being multiplied by the difference in temperature, 20, I don't know, Celsius. And is being multiplied by its original length, which was 500 centimeters. And instead of 500, I'm going to write 5 times 10 to the power of positive 2. That's also 500. Okay, just so we have everything. Scientific notation here. Difference in temperature there, and length original. And what we get out of it is by how much is the truck door handle going to get. We need a number here at the end. Multiply everything together. And like I said, you can start anywhere. You can start at the beginning, you can start at the end. Why don't you start at the middle? What the heck? 5 times 20. That's 100. Alright, so those two are used up. How about we multiply the 23 by that 100 next? That's going to be our next move. 23 times 100 is 2300. So I'm just going to write that number up here, 2300. And then we have times 10 to the power of, we have negative 6 and positive 2. If you want, and I'm not going to write every word down, that 10 to the power of 2 is, if you expand it just like here, that's 10 by 10. And if you expand that, it's going to be 1/10 by 1/10 by 1/10 by, okay, you have 6 of those 1/10s, or 0.1 by 0.1 by 0.1, you have 6 of those. Or, if you want to go short, that's 100, short there, that's 100, and that's 0.000001. When you multiply that number with 100, then the decimal dot shifts over in the decimal places. So instead of 0.000001, it's going to move over 2 spots, which is going to have 0.0001. That's how it's going to look like. That's a long way around. The shorter way around, like I said, you can use this rule that you can just add the exponents. So let's add negative 6 plus 2. What's that going to leave us with? That's going to be negative 4. Alright, I usually envision this as a temperature. If it's negative 6 degrees and it warms up by 2 degrees, it's going to be negative 4 degrees. So that's the answer in scientific format. It's a good looking answer with maybe one modification to it. Scientific numbers in scientific notation don't usually have spare zeros there. So this can be rewritten as 23 times 10 to the power of negative 2. And if you don't want scientific notation at all, you can just move the decimal dot 2 more spots over there, and it's 0.23 centimeter. That's the answer, or 2.3 millimeters. The half a meter long, 500 centimeter long door handle on a truck that's being pushed into a freezer and goes through a temperature change of 20 degrees gets 2.3 millimeters longer. So there you have it. multiplication involving scientific notation.